Ahoy there, YouTube! We're back again for more of our Gencon Bonanza Explosion Blowout coverage. We are live at Gencon 2018. Thanks support to all of our amazing Kickstarter backers. You guys rock. Right now, gotta give a shout out to our amazing companies that donated games for us for our Kickstarter. They all rock. Show them some love. And of course, BAM! Our two main sponsors, Tasty Minstrel Games and Minion Games, help send us here. Right now, we are here with Giuliano, and I am super intrigued because there's lots of cool looking components over the boat. Look at the dice. There's a thing with the tassel and the towers. These look like Legos. I don't know what's going on. Giuliano, what is Walls of York?
Walls of York is will be our next SN release. It's a very family game. It's a building game, up to 2 to 4 players. But with more boxes, you can play with more players, because the game plays simultaneously between the players, so there is no downtiming.
Oh.
So at the beginning of the game, each player will build the setup of his personal board, and all the players will set up at the same, so they challenge themselves on the same board. There are 4 different tiles with 2 sides, and they can be placed with different orientation in different spots of the boards. So there are more than 500 combinations possible. Okay. So on each tile you can see some buildings, some Vikings symbols, and some coins. At the beginning of each round, the game lasts 2 rounds. The kings make a request. So this is the King's Tower. You will roll 3 dice inside the King's Tower. This is the minimum number of that kind of building that you need to have inside your city to close your city. So for example, in this case, you must have 4 churches, 1 wells, and 5 markets inside your city. After that, the construction phase starts. So one player rolls the dice, and all the players at the same time have to build this shape of walls on their board. So don't look at this now, just look at this shape. So all the players take 3 walls in that case, and they place them on their personal board wherever they want. There are few construction rules. For example, you cannot place 2 walls on the same spot, and you cannot place walls outside the board. But you can always place on the perimeter and everywhere. If you find a free spot, you can build. You are not forced to build addition walls. If you have a greater plan in your mind, you can build whatever you want until you find a closed perimeter to close your city. So this rolling phase goes on until all the players have closed their city. To close a city, you must have at least those buildings inside your walls. But this comes the tricky part, because if you are able to close your city before the other players, of course they will need to roll the dice again, the die again to build. In that case, you don't look to that part of the die, but you look at to this part. That means that you will start to gain coins while others are continuing playing. So if you are faster, you will earn money before the end of the round. So for example, with this roll, if I have closed my city, I will score 3 coins. When all the players have built their city, every player gets the coin inside their city. So the tricky part of the puzzle solving game is to have those buildings inside, but try to have more coins possible, and less Vikings as possible.
Yeah,
because
good.
For each Vikings, players gets a Viking tokens, and the player who gets most Viking tokens at the end of the round gets invaded, which means they will lose 5 coins at the end of the game. Okay. After the first round, all the walls are removed, and the kings made a second request.
All right, and this is coming out of Essen, correct?
Yes, correct.
All right, thank you very much, Giuliano. That is Walls of York, coming from Cranial Creations later this year. If it looks like it might be your cup of tea, be sure to check that one out. If you're enjoying this Gen Con coverage, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below and in the comments below. Let me know. We can build you a castle, your own personalized castle. What's the weird room you have? What's your one weird room?
Oh my god, I don't know, really.
Mine is going to be filled with Jello. Like, no, pudding. Just an ever-flowing thing of pudding. We're gonna keep it all fresh so I can swim in it but eat it at the same time. I don't even like pudding that much. I just like the feel of pudding on me. That sounded weird.
So I will use maybe marshmallow bricks.
Marshmallow bricks? That, like, stackable?
Yeah, of
That'd
course.
be cool. That's way better than pudding. I want that too. Let me know in the comments below, and as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.